Why am I internet? Oh, here we go. All right, so welcome to the final Satisfied You workshop. This one is different from the first one, okay? I taught you a little bit in the first one, and throughout the week, as you've been going through the modules, hopefully you have found all the modules short, sweet, to the point, and gotten exactly what you needed to get from them. This workshop, I literally just want to reiterate what you learned in the modules. And this one is much more casual. I would love it if any of you want to come off of mute and tell me how you've been feeling. We did a little, I mentioned to you in the first workshop that a part of this was going to be that I wanted you to be very introspective, to pay attention to yourself, to pay attention to your energy cues, to pay attention to your sleep, really just pay attention to how you are feeling mentally, emotionally, physically, so that you could have a little bit of a record from the beginning of Satisfied You to now to be able to say, you know what, Cams, yeah, I'm feeling a little more energy, or yeah, I'm feeling something, right? So for us to be able to share that and assess that. So at some point, if anyone wants to come off mute, we can chit chat, and I would love to hear how you've been feeling. And this workshop, I am mostly going to be sharing about Confident You, my program where I really now want to take you further. Satisfied You is the beginning. It's the blueprint. It's the first step. You know, when people say they want to go and they want to run a marathon, which I would never say because I hate running. I will never, ever say that. But when people say they want to go run a marathon, whether you are a runner or not, it still just starts with that first step, right? Like you still just have to go outside and go for a walk, then start going for a run. It still just starts with a step. So Satisfied You is the first step, and Confident You is you training for the marathon. So I'm going to share a little bit more about Confident You, and we can just chit chat and connect for a little bit. This workshop will be short and sweet. So I will start sharing my screen. Here we go. And at some point, if someone can just give me a thumbs up. Can anyone give me a thumbs up? Can you see this presentation? There we go, Melissa. Thank you. I appreciate that. All right. Okay, let's jump right in. So in Satisfied You so far, I know you still have one module left to go. You still have Satisfying Salads, the final module tomorrow morning. But so far, we have gone over the snacking solution. So many of you were not eating enough earlier in the day, which was leading to snacking and potential overeating, and therefore potentially weight gain later in the day. So we talked about how you need to arrange your snack so that your snack is not just a carbohydrate, so that if and when you're snacking throughout the day, it's more of a mini meal, something that really leaves you satisfied. And we talked a little bit about your blood sugar and how just having a carbohydrate as a snack really just leaves you hungry within another 30 to 60 minutes, doesn't actually satisfy you. We learned a little bit about protein where snacks are concerned. Lots of you, we were messaging about yogurt. Some of you were having yogurts that only had, 4, 5, 6 grams of protein, had a lot of sugar, really were more of a carbohydrate than a source of protein. So we started talking about Greek yogurt, how to make it more palatable, and really just how to make sure the snacks were more filling, right? We talked about the power of protein. So many of you seemed surprised at how much protein I am encouraging you to eat. I can't remember who I was messaging with earlier today. We're talking about eggs. And essentially she was asking, like how many eggs is like too many eggs? Can she really eat 3 eggs every single day? What about the cholesterol impact? And so we had a little bit of a back and forth, and I explained to her, it's fine to eat, 5, 6, however many eggs you want to eat in a day, as long as your doctor has not indicated to you that you have elevated cholesterol levels. Eggs are an excellent source of protein. So we talked through that. We talked about how different eating more protein feels, and that typically on diets, many of us are focused on eating less, but now that we're learning about protein, we talked very specifically about why we want to eat more protein and what effects that has on our bodies. We talked about daily dessert. Some of you did not know what dessert is. Some of you thought craisins were dessert. Some of you thought grapes were dessert. Grapes are not dessert. Grapes are delicious and sweet and lovely, but they are not dessert, okay? And so I really tried to encourage some of you to lean into your Hershey's Kisses, your Lindt chocolate, things like that. Someone definitely posted some Devon House ice cream that I was definitely very jealous of. I think her name was it Angela? I can't remember. But yes, I was very jealous of that. She knows what dessert is. The rest of you need a little bit of a refresher on what dessert is. But really, we talked about that because I really wanted some of you to experience eating 2 Oreo cookies or 4 Oreo cookies and still seeing the scale do what we expected or do what we wanted it to do, right? I wanted you to kind of break the power that the concept of dessert or bad foods has over you. And the only way to kind of do that is to break that power, like to actually confront it head on and eat dessert, okay? And that really highlights a big part of what we go through in Confident You, which is that you can still eat your favorite things and lose weight. So whether or not that favorite thing is ice cream, whether it's Oreos, whether it's a bag of Cheetos, you can still lose weight and eat those things, right? We talked about anchoring actions, and I saw some great messages today about, putting out sneakers, about connecting, about habit stacking, about what actions some of you want to take. One of you said you wanted to stop scrolling before bedtime. And so you talked about what you could do specifically at bedtime to break that bad habit and like what positive thing you could attach to that desired habit. So that was great. Today's module, we talked about why water matters. I saw some of the selfies. I didn't get to respond to all of them just yet. So that was excellent. And I saw that some of you were mentioning, someone had mentioned she has great intention with her bottle of water and like kind of has it visually close by, but that she has a tendency to get to a point in her day where she just kind of forgets and so doesn't ever actually finish that second bottle of water. And I just responded to her and was saying, I wanted her to vocalize a very specific trigger to remind herself to drink the water. And what I meant by that is, if there's something specific you do that at 12 o'clock when I take my lunch break, when I stand up to go to the kitchen, I will chug the bottle of water. Just verbalizing that, saying it out loud, processes something in your brain so that when you stand up to go to the kitchen for lunch, be it the kitchen at home or the kitchen at the office, you now remember, oh, hey, wasn't there something I wanted to do when I said I was going to stand up to go to the kitchen for lunch? Drink that water. So now that's your trigger to get you to drink the water. And so then tomorrow you'll get your module on satisfying salads, where I talk very plainly about us being adults and leaning into essentially vegetables. It's not really just about salad, but about the fact that we need to eat vegetables, much like how I talked in the Why Water Matters module about wanting to poop and us wanting to be able to poop easily. A part of that is eating vegetables and making sure that you have enough fiber in your diet. So I got DMs from some of you as we were going through Satisfied You, saying that you thought the first session was great and that you got great benefit from the modules. Here I was talking to someone and we were talking about the fact that she has been having dessert and that essentially it has kept her from wanting to go head first into 2 slices of cake, because she's now allowing herself to just have a small portion each day. And that is a part of the goal of the daily dessert module that we went through. Here, someone had shared with me that she had her breakfast that morning was 3 eggs, a slice of avocado toast, and some cucumber. Her source of protein was the eggs. In the past, she would have had 2 eggs, 2 slices of avocado toast. And so now she was really starting to realize where she needed to make a shift, and that essentially the proportion of fats and carbohydrates to protein was a little off. And I definitely messaged with some of you in the group about that as well, and gave you specific suggestions on how you could make adjustments to your meals to get you a little closer to the goal while still eating a meal that you preferred. Hopefully you saw from the time with me that I'm very big on autonomy. And I think I shared it in the first workshop that The goal for me as a coach is never to look at you and say, we all have to eat tuna, we all have to eat eggs, we all have to eat chicken breast. But it is more so to say, okay, if these are the things you like, let us see how we can make adjustments to make them work and still get you to your goal, okay? Because I mean, there has to be a little bit of a level of compromise, right? You can't just say, all right, Camille, well, I just want to eat donuts all day, every day. That's a bit of a different discussion, right? So we talked through things like that. And my goal was to empower you to feel good about the decisions that you are making with your meals. All right, so if you enjoyed what you learned here in Satisfied You and you felt a difference, and I'm gonna pause here in a second actually, because I would love to hear, as I said, how any of you are feeling, if you're feeling any different, then I want to encourage you, now that we have learned a little bit more about macros, some of you DM'd me saying you had no idea what a macronutrient was before. Now you have a little bit of a better understanding of what macronutrients are. You learned a little bit about energy balance, calories in, calories out, how many, not specifically how many calories you're supposed to eat, but why everyone has different calorie needs. So now if you're ready to actually figure out how many calories you need to eat for your goal, then I want to encourage you to jump into Confident You, because that is where we're going to deep dive. Everything in Satisfied You, as I said, was the first step. It was literally like a toe dip in terms of what we learn and what we go through in Confident You. Confident You is Satisfied You on steroids, okay? So I would love it. Who would like to give me a little chit chat and tell me if you've been feeling any different, how it's been going? Melissa, Deborah, Dominique, these are faces that I can see, which is why I'm like calling you out. Who feels brave enough to come off mute?
Hi, Cam.
Hi, who's talking? All right, Sade, right?
Oh, hold on. Yes, let me show you my face really quickly. Hold on. I'm at work, so I'm sneaking in this call.
Oh, good. Yes, good.
Hi. So I'm feeling great.
Good. Tell me why. Tell me how. Great how. How you feel different?
I feel, well, I went on the scale this morning. I'm down 1.2 pounds.
Hey, we like that.
But I did my measurements. I don't finish add them up yet, but I'm at least down 5 inches overall.
You see? And we weren't even.
And I was in shock. I was in shock because I'm not exercising. I'm not exercising yet. So yeah, I feel great.
You feel great. How's your energy?
My energy was very good yesterday. I'm being bad this morning because I haven't gotten to eat yet.
Okay.
But I've had my water and my nice big, oh, you can't see, my big bottle of water here.
Nice.
My background blocking it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm doing well. I'm enjoying and I'm looking forward to Confident. Yes.
Oh, good. I'm looking forward to having you.
Alrighty.
Wait, no, don't come, like, you don't have to just run away. Okay.
Let's sneak in work. Go on.
All right, you're working, sorry. But I want to know specifically, what was the major thing for you that you feel you are doing differently just in the last 4 or 5 days that we've been together? Was it the protein?
Logging what I'm eating.
Okay.
Because it's forcing me to acknowledge what my eating habits are. I had sent you some screenshots of the app that I'm using, and I was so distraught when I look at my plate of rice and chicken, how much calories was in the rice, and it wasn't a lot of rice to me.
Okay.
But apparently it was a whole lot because it threw my calorie count all the way over what it's supposedly supposed to be.
Was this your first time using a tracking app?
Yes.
Okay, so
see, it was very traumatizing, but it was very good because it allowed me to see what I was doing wrong, and I tried. So like lunch yesterday, I had like this amount of rice, and it was this much calories, and I'm like, okay. So for dinner, I just like, okay, take out some, make it less than what was at lunch, and I was still full.
Right.
And I took my Swiss Miss, you know, I have my
Swiss.
Yes, my Swiss Miss, and I put a scoop of peanut butter protein powder in there.
Okay, nice.
And I had it hot, and it was delicious. And it
Excellent.
made up for all the carbs that was in the Swiss Miss, but it was good. And I enjoyed it to the fullest, and I did not have to have dessert because that was my dessert.
Excellent. Yeah. All right, good stuff. Thank you, Shadi. Thank you for sharing all of that. I'm glad. And thank you for turning on your camera for me. Does anyone else want to share for a second?
I can share.
Hi, Dominique.
Hi. For me, my water was a big thing because if I even had a glass of water a day was, a lot.
Yeah.
So for me, I have, I'm getting to like 316-ounce bottles a day.
Nice.
Exercise, I walk.
Okay.
So, I saw you previously a couple weeks back, you got your walker and your walking pad. So I had the walking pad in my cart for months and I never got it. So I went ahead and got it.
Yes,
so
I love that.
Every morning,
that makes me feel like a real influencer and I love that. So that's awesome. No, I'm just joking. Go ahead.
So I walk every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'm more conscious of what and when I eat.
Excellent.
So I never really, my work hours are a bit skewed because I support time and I live Eastern. So I would sleep till it was time to get up to get dressed and ready for work. And I work till 8. And then after that, it's like, let me just eat whatever, however, get somebody deliver something, whatever. So now I get up, by 7:30, I'm up. I'm doing what I need to do. I'm fixing whatever I need to fix, and I'm eating breakfast. So that's something I never did. I was not a breakfast person, but I know I've lost weight. I don't know yet. I started at 161, but I haven't go on tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm trying not to do the scale because that scale will send me for a loop. So
now see, in Confident You, we have a whole workshop on the scale and really breaking down why it is just a data point. And we actually go through the science of all the factors that can have an effect on the scale. You know what I mean? Because certainly I used to be one of those people that if I got on the scale and I didn't like what it said, it's like it ruined my whole day. It was just like, oh God, like I'm failing, forget this diet. Like I'm not doing it right. And it just destroyed my whole day. So that's something that we go through. If you're willing tomorrow, please share with us what the scale says.
I will.
And don't just share what the scale says. You can also just share with us how you feel. If your clothes are feeling a little bit better, because that's also a really good indication. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I have. But I'm also, one last thing is my desserts. My dessert mentality around dessert. So I never did dessert much, and like or it would be a fruit or something like that. So because if I have a bag of Oreos, one row is gonna be gone.
Right.
That's me. So I don't really buy sweets to put in the house that often.
Okay.
So I'm getting, my mind is working better around, around eating desserts. So
Good.
Yeah.
That's major, because allowing yourself to have it removes the power that it has over you. And you will no longer look at a sleeve of Oreos and say, oh, it done gone bad already. I already ate 6, now I'm gonna eat the whole sleeve. Because you now give yourself permission to say, listen, I can eat Oreos every single day for the next 30 days if I want. So I don't need to eat all the Oreos right now. Removing that urgency removes the power that it has over you. So that's great.
For sure.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
All right. As I'm talking, if anyone else wants to feel free to stick your hand up or come off mute. You can chat with me. Let me tell you guys a little bit more about Confident You. So in Confident You, you might be thinking, Cams, I'm not even sure if I want to lose weight. Is this for me? Is it just another diet program? It is not another diet program. Confident You is legit the transformation that I wish I could have had access to back in the day. And I'm going to share with you actually in the next couple of slides some feedback that I've gotten from previous group members who have been in Confident You. So Confident You is for you if you want to, much like in Satisfied You, figure out how to lose weight while still eating all the food that you love. If you have tried all the diets and all the boot camps and all the 2-a-day workouts, and you do not yet have the body of your dreams, and you are wondering why you are spinning your wheels, doing all this shit and not seeing the results that you want to see. If you're someone who has actually not been eating that much and not enjoying your meals and not getting the results that you want, because with not eating much, it's leading to frequent cheat meals, binges, and overeating and snacking, then this is for you. If you're someone who has been thinking that you are finally ready to prioritize your health and you realize that it is time, you are potentially aging, you might be dealing with some PCOS, you might be premenopausal, you might be dealing with those hormonal issues, and you are ready to kind of be in command, be the captain of your ship, if you will, moving forward. And basically, if you're ready to actually like feel successful with all the effort that you feel you're putting forth where dieting is concerned, okay? What can you expect in Confident You? I've had ladies in Confident You actually lose up to 12 pounds in my last round in the 6 weeks. All the ladies that go through Confident You, and I have had I've had around 250 odd ladies at this point that I've worked with through Confident You cohorts. All the ladies experience a major shift in their approach to food and nourishing their body to reach their goals. They all leave behind that feeling of constant restriction where dieting is concerned. They let go of food guilt, and that whole concept of let me go and exercise to burn off calories. We talk in Confident You about why that is nonsense and why that really just skews and even worse, destroys your relationship with your body and with food. My ladies leave having more energy, less digestive issues, and they actually, I mean, it's hard to enjoy the process of weight loss, but essentially the process of weight loss feels a lot less torturous when you come out of Confident You. So I want to read a little bit and share with you about previous members. So this is one of my members who was in healthcare and told me straight up that even though she was in healthcare, her knowledge and understanding of food and of nourishing her body is not something that she had like a great command of before. And after leaving Confident You, she said, understanding the process and knowing how to explain to patients in practical terms makes her feel more competent. She lost 8 pounds in the 6 weeks that we were in Confident You. And as I said, she had mentioned that she didn't have much nutrition training. She said that she didn't always have time. Confident You happens in a Facebook group, just like how Satisfied You is in a Facebook group. She admitted that she didn't have that much time to actually jump into the Facebook group. But a part of the benefit of Confident You is that I pair everyone with an accountability partner. So you end up making a friend, a partner who is in it with you, and you have similar goals so that you can support each other through the program. She said she had a change in her mindset about foods that she thought were bad. She was able to enjoy her treats, and she left Confident You saying that she will never view food the same way again. So that was awesome. If you're concerned that you'll be eating air in Confident You, because there are, I won't call a name, and I suppose this is specific, actually, that's a lie. There's one specific to Jamaica and there's one specific to Trinidad that I know about, of these women with these seemingly gorgeous bodies who have these seemingly great diet programs. And when you get into the diet programs, you realize that you are eating 900 calories or 1,000 calories. When really, I think an 8-year-old child, you know, eats 1,200 calories. So there's no way that a 35-year-old woman, a 40-year-old woman, a 45-year-old woman should be eating 900 or 1,000 calories a day to lose weight. So you will not be eating air in Confident You. You will be eating actual food. This group member said that she was able to eat more and still lose weight, and she's no longer as anxious about food as she was. And then this is a DM that I got from one of my former group members yesterday. She lost 11 pounds since Satisfied You. She was in Satisfied You and Confident You. And yesterday she said she saw a scale weight that she hasn't seen in 12 or 13 years. And that was coming off of what she learned in Confident You. And she said she wasn't even being strict about it. She hasn't even been doing the best that she can, and she's still having really great results, okay? Here I had a lady who came in and she said her main goal was to stop feeling guilty about food and to learn healthy, sustainable habits, which ultimately would lead to weight loss. She said she didn't feel bad or guilty eating certain things, and she lost about 8 pounds. Here's another woman who said she wasn't really able to make it to all the meetings. And so she loved that there was a readily available on-demand library of reference material. In Confident You, we have live workshops each weekend, but I also give you resources that I slowly give to you, just like Satisfied You, because of course the goal is not to overwhelm you. So I give you these resources in good time when you need them, so that you have references you can go to and you can take your time and go through the program in some ways independently. Here's a group member who, before Confident You, she said she was eating less, but in all the wrong ways. And that if she hadn't joined Confident You, she would still be wondering why she wasn't losing weight, even though she wasn't even eating that much. Now that she's gone through Confident You, she lost 5 pounds. She's walking 10,000 steps a day consistently. And she's looking forward to adding strength training. She still needs to add strength training. In Confident You, I always have a guest speaker come in and teach us something. So this round, I typically have someone come in and teach us about strength training, because I really want to, much like in one of the modules that I shared with you, I really want to encourage you all to start strength training, because when we think about bone density, when we think about menopause, that we are all going to go through, there's nothing we can do to stop it. No amount of Botox is going to stop it. It's all going to happen. But when we really think about changing our bodies and what we need to do as we age, strength training is going to be of great benefit to us. So I have a guest speaker come in and talk to us about that. And this round, I had someone reach out to me. She wants to teach a live yoga workshop for us in this round. So I'm looking forward to that, because I don't know anything about yoga. So I think that that will be fun to do with all of you. Okay, so what's inside Confident You? Everyone will get their own custom macro calculation. So if you have any hormonal challenges, if you have hypothyroidism, any of those things, your macros are calculated specifically to you to make sure that you actually see the changes that you want to see. Because remember, I told you there's no blanket number of calories for any of us. We have weekly live workshops, much like this workshop right here. And so there's opportunity for connection, for support, for communication, for accountability. I teach a specific strategic topic each week, so that you learn everything that you need to know for weight loss and how to sustain the weight that you lose, how to make sure you don't regain the weight. I have specific strategies as we go into certain holiday seasons, depending on what's coming up. I make sure I adjust that each time. I give you tutorials on how to track your food properly. There is a comprehensive food shopping guide. As I said, we'll have a special guest speaker. You have access to the private Facebook group where, much like Satisfied You, I show up every day and support you and hold you accountable. In terms of what exactly we're learning, I told you that each week there's like a strategic specific topic that we learn. So we do an intro to tracking. Shade shared with us that she started tracking. And interestingly enough, Shade, depending on, it will be great to get into the details, I like to say the nitty-gritty of the tracking with you, because potentially, depending on how you are measuring things, maybe if you were measuring with volume, if you were using a food scale, we really get into the specifics of tracking to make sure that you're doing it properly. A lot of people start tracking and they stop because they're actually not tracking properly. So I spent 2 years not tracking properly, and I love to share this very specific example. For a long time, I was tracking condensed milk that I would put in my coffee, and I was probably having 4 or 5 cups of coffee per day at that point. And I thought I was putting 1 tablespoon of condensed milk in my coffee, and that's what I was tracking in the food tracking app. And let us say that was 50 or 60 calories. About a year later, I found out I was actually having 2 tablespoons of condensed milk in each of those 5 cups of coffee, which means what I was tracking as, 5, 6 is 30, 300 calories for the day was actually 600 calories for the day. And I spent a year wondering, why isn't the scale moving? I'm doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I'm tracking, I'm doing it right. And it turns out I was not doing it right, okay? So I want to save you all of that pain. We go through the 80-20 method, how to find balance between eating more nutritious foods and more fun foods. We go deeper into more meaningful habit change, much like what we were discussing here in Satisfied You. I'll teach you about dieting phases. People tend to think they're going to go on a diet, they're just going to diet forever. They're going to diet until they lose 20, 30, 40, 50 pounds. That is actually not the case, and that is how you fuck up your metabolism. I want to make sure that your metabolism stays strong. So I'm going to teach you about dieting phases, how we go in and out of a diet to make sure that you maintain the weight loss that you experience. And all of this happens in a supportive environment structure, okay? So if you sign up today, when I say today, within this next 24 hours, I sent out an email to you, and you should be getting an email shortly, actually, with access as well. In the first 24 hours, if you register now, you get access to a $150 value bonus, which is a 20-minute one-on-one Zoom call. Confident You, of course, is a group program. It is not one-to-one, it is one-to-many. But I have found that my ladies who I get a chance to have a short one-on-one session with, to deep dive on what they individually are struggling with, tend to do really, really well. So I would say don't hesitate on taking action if you want to be able to have access to that Zoom call. And you get access to my booklet bundle of how to stay on track while you're traveling, and an alcohol cheat sheet so that you can figure out how to still have alcohol while you're on your weight loss journey. All right, and so if you are ready, you can enroll now. You'll get immediate access to the Facebook group so that we can start immediately. You'll be able to start introducing yourself, much like you did here in Satisfied You. Being on a weight loss journey, as I've told you before, for me was extremely lonely. And I have found that being able to have a community around you to support you when you're struggling is a game changer. Now, the price for these 6 weeks is $399. I do have financing options available. I know that price, did it potentially make you spit out your coffee? Maybe it did. It is a significant investment, but specifically, that is how confident I am that Confident You is going to change your life where food, your body, and exercise are concerned. And I got a DM from one of my old ladies today who said she wishes that she could do Confident You again because it was such a game changer for her. So your immediate action steps, because in Satisfied You, we still have 1 day left, you still have 1 module left. I want you to finish strong. I want you to watch tomorrow's module. I want you to keep connecting in the group. I'm going to leave it open for a couple of days. I would love it, and I would really appreciate it, even if we are not going to work together in Confident You, if you appreciated this free 6-day course that we did here, if you appreciate Satisfied You, the way that you can pay me for the course is to please share one of my posts on Instagram, share it in your stories, tell a friend, tell a family member. Commenting under any of my posts on Instagram is the way for the algorithm to know that you enjoy what I share so that it can show it to other people. I am, as I told you before, as a coach, being big on autonomy. I am never going to be the coach who sits here and says to you, if you don't join Confident You, like, don't ever DM me again. Like, you just took my free program and then like, and then you chose not to work with me. No, I don't pressure anyone to work with me. I want you to come into Confident You excited about the possibilities of the transformation. I am here. I'm ready to guide you. I'm not going to do the work. You're going to do the work, but I'm here to guide you, to hold you accountable, and to make sure that you don't waste time spinning your wheels where weight loss is concerned. Okay. So I'd appreciate it if you can DM me, comment, let me know what you thought of the group. Let me know how you're feeling. And as I said, please share my post with someone just so that you can spread the love of Cam's Mindset Macros. Okay. I hope that I get to see most of you in Confident You. And if not, it was great to have you here in Satisfied You. And I would love it if anyone else, I'm going to let someone else in. Does anyone else want to come off mute for a second and just tell me how you've been feeling, what your energy has been like, how the food has been different? Does anyone else feel like chatting with me? Since Dominique and Shade were so brave to come off. And
I can share. And I'll turn my camera on as well. Can you see me?
Hi, but wait, Kay Leon, what's K for?
It's Kathy.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, everybody. So how has it been? Oh, sorry for the mess. I'm painting.
Right.
Painting.
We can't see it.
Oh, you can't? Great. You just see my face, my big face in the camera. Got it.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this week has been really good. I have appreciated everything that has been taught. How do I feel energy-wise? Feel generally really good. Cam, you and I are sharing hairstyles-ish.
Yeah. Mine needs to be washed. It's fine.
So does mine. And I didn't sleep much last night. That was bad, not my fault. I had to kick my son out of his room because I'm painting his room. And he slept in my bed, and I hate sleeping with my son. He's awful. So I ended up
between my shadow and I whenever she sleeps with me. And my husband thinks it's evil. Like, if he ever comes home and like he finds the pillow, and I'm like, yo, I don't care. Like, so what? I must just let her kick me, just like roll into me so I can't sleep. Like, who cares?
Exactly. I want to say I appreciated a lot of the work that you've done. I will say yesterday, I almost got into trouble. No, I did get into trouble. So I went to one of my aerobic classes, and at the end of class, a bunch of the students were talking, and they were talking about eating the food that they want to eat. And I went and said, there is no bad food.
Yes. And what did they say?
Oh my gosh. The instructor was so pissed. The instructor was like, she made a face, she walked off. I mean, she wasn't super angry. She was just like, obviously not agreeing with what I was saying. And then it's her class. So she came back and she was like, you know, if you want to say God didn't make any bad food, you know, nature is all good food. But then, you know, lots of the stuff we eat is man-made and processed. And that is bad. And I was like,
I could literally, I mean, we're keeping this workshop short, but I have so many thoughts on not just vilifying food from a health standpoint, but if you think about those of us who are on the call who are from a third world country, who might not have access to fresh strawberries and like fresh, you know, fruits and vegetables. And so we have to have a canned vegetable or a frozen vegetable or a canned fruit, or we have to have ackee, tuna, you know, from a can, or mackerel, great sources of protein, things that processing food have made more available to us. Do you know what I mean? I could literally get into like colonialism and racism, and so I'm gonna take it there, right? We're not gonna get into that. But I do have all these feelings about when people say, no, these are bad foods and stuff. Like, I just feel like it doesn't serve us, you know? It only makes you feel like guilty and shitty, like, wait, am I bad because I'm eating this processed whatever?
Right. And I think in the end, when we were walking out, some of my classmates got it. They were like, I was like, I really wasn't saying that you should go ahead and eat whatever, like a whole bunch of
Right.
You'd obviously eat in moderation and you eat portions, the correct sizes. And that's what I'm learning over the course of the week. But the truth is we really need to stop making ourselves feel guilty about eating certain foods when we eat them. And that's what I've been learning, because I had that issue where I would be like, okay, if I'm eating this M&M now, I've ruined the day, so screw it, I'm gonna eat the entire pack. Or I'm eating, so I woke up this morning and I ate, I had to make pancakes for my son, or he wanted waffles, and I ate one, and now the day is gone, so I may as well just eat carbs all day.
I hope you know now that's nonsense.
Right, exactly. Oh my gosh, I need to turn this camera off. But yes, so but yeah, so that was really, really mind-opening for me.
Good, I'm glad.
Yeah. So, I will continue to share the principles.
Good. Don't get cussed off in your aerobics
despite
class.
the blowback. And thank you so much again for taking the time out to do this kind of thing with us.
Good. I'm glad. Thank you so much for sharing that, Kathy. I appreciate that. All right, ladies. Does anyone have any questions about anything that I shared in the modules? As I said, someone had asked me about cholesterol and eggs. We talked about that. I had responded to someone's food photo, and I don't remember if it was the person who shared a vegetarian takeout dish, or if it was something else. Oh no, it was like a Mexican dish that she had gotten somewhere. And I had been talking about the context of a meal in terms of how it fits into a whole day. So
me.
Let me know.
That was me also.
That was you. Oh, see, there we go. All right, good. So I had answered that a little bit. And actually, I think there was someone else who had shared something that I told them I would get into a little bit more with them. But as I said, the group will be open for a few more days. So there will be opportunity. If you have any last minute questions or anything specific you want support with, I will be there to support you. And you turn your camera back on, Kathy. You meant to turn it off? Okay. So Angela said in the group, thank you so much for this. It has been such a great motivation for me. And now she sees how important protein really is. I'm so glad, Angela. Okay, and Sade said she was using a food scale. Good stuff. All right, ladies, thank you so much for coming to this last little workshop. Gail says that her main takeaway is habit stacking. She's now filling her water bottle when she's making her tea. That is awesome. Hi, Steph. I saw you just came on. Yeah. So ladies, if you have any other questions or anything else you want to share in the group, it will be open. Make sure you watch the module tomorrow on vegetables. I'm still looking forward to hearing your results and how things have changed for you throughout the week. And I hope I get to see you in Satisfied You. In Confident You, I have limited spaces available. And if you want to get access to that early bird bonus, the 24-hour clock starts now. So if you're not sure if Confident You is the right move for you, DM me, email me, let's talk about it. Let's make sure it's the right move for you, okay? Thank you so much, ladies. Bye.